Talks among oil-producing countries on a deal to freeze output ended without agreement last night amid growing tensions between Saudi Arabia and Iran. While the 18 countries at the meeting in Doha stated the belief that the fundamentals of the market are generally improving, markets reacted negatively to the lack of an agreement, with oil prices falling sharply on Monday. Iran maintained its position that it would only join the initiative after it boosted production back to the 4 million barrels per day output it was at before international sanctions were imposed in 2012 because of the nuclear program. This was despite efforts last month by Russia's energy minister to broker a deal between Saudi Arabia and Iran. The Doha talks between a group of OPEC and non-OPEC countries failed to reach agreement on the wording of the deal that had only modest ambitions from the outset, as Saudi Arabia insisted that it wouldn't agree to cap output unless Iran joined the commitment. The meeting comes as most oil-producing nations in the region are facing economic strain as a result of the current low oil price, severely reducing the revenues of oil-dependent nations. 2 years ago, OPEC revenues were $1 trillion. Last year, they were half that, and this year they are expected to be 20% lower. The inflation rate in Dubai stood at 1.61% in the first quarter of the year compared to the same period of 2015, according to a report released by Dubai Statistics Center. The report attributed the increase to price rises in education by 4.83% and housing, water, electricity, gas, which increased by 4.15%. While the cost of education recorded the highest percentage rise in the quarter, the effect on the overall rate of inflation was less pronounced when compared to increases in household costs, which represent around 44% of the consumer basket. The cost of food and beverage also increased by 2.96%. While there were many increases in many categories, there were some cost decreases in Q1, with transport costs decreasing by 6.64% and clothing and footwear dropping by 4.12%. As digitalization continues to play a disruptive role towards the retail banking sector, senior representatives speaking at the 11th Retail Banking Forum and Expo stated that the physical number of branches will soon decline. Over 200 delegates and more than 30 experts have gathered at this year's two-day forum, where they will be discussing issues surrounding the disruptive forces such as branch transformation, enhanced user experience, and digitalization of banking services. Understanding the needs of customers and devising strategy in line with technological transformations was among the main discussion topics during the opening day. Commenting on the future trends, the Managing Director and Head of Global Retail for National Bank of Abu Dhabi stated that banks will now have to restructure the role of their branches. It was added that banks will soon move away from their transactional element and focus more towards playing an advisory role for their new customers. Panelists added that as customers are now driving the consumer expectations, banks will now have to ensure a whole-scale digital structure to continue to offer customer-centric services in an efficient manner.
We will relocate, as I said, it's not necessarily increasing the branches, but having more efficient branches, changing the branch layouts, for example, and the type of people we have in the branches to more serve what is the customer requiring of us today. They don't necessarily require us to do basic transactions. They require advice, they require sales, they require handling complexity. That need for the branch still remains. It's not going away in the near future. So now you combine that with the increased expansion, which continues to happen despite the slowdown. You still see new developments come up. We just had Cityscape 2 days ago. And so the need to be present where consumers are still remains despite any slowdown. And that's a necessity of business. In terms of the slowdown, we have not really seen a huge impact on the retail side. The demand for lending or for deposits hasn't changed materially over the past year, so the business model still remains.
Describing the current market trend as creative disruption, the spokesperson from MICES stated that banks should also encourage innovation internally. It was added that the digital changes for the front office staff has made it imperative to integrate both the digital and physical channels. Such a move allows digitalization to overflow towards the middle office and back office staff to adapt to market transformation. Among the benefits include achieving success through data-driven digital insights.
Banks will never get full value, they'll never get the returns they're looking for, they'll never get to improve that service in the ways that they're telling customers unless they digitalise from front to back. What's happened to now really is they've digitalised the front office, the part that's visible. So it's great to have online banking alongside mobile banking. We've got apps, there's interaction on social channels as well. That's great, that doesn't discontinue, that continues along with digitalising the middle office where what we'd call the product factory resides, so it's the right product delivered to the right customer at the right time through the right channel. That's bringing advanced analytics to the fore. And then there's the back office, the part where perhaps some of the real legacy technology and legacy processes reside. That's the core banking system for things like general ledger, for payments, for cash management. The bank wants to get a really effective and efficient operation, one that's truly customer first, customer centric, one that impresses and satisfies its regulator and its investor. It's got to make that front to back digitalisation. It's got to go on that journey.
Emirates Post Group has launched the first phase of innovative e-commerce solutions as it gears to be a major player in the field of e-commerce by introducing new measures and channels in response to a strong demand for last-mile delivery from e-commerce companies. This was revealed by EPG's Chief Commercial Officer Ibrahim bin Karam during a media briefing earlier today, where he also announced the launch of a new delivery channel, parcel lockers, which are automated and unmanned systems designed to deliver e-commerce shipments 24/7. When customers choose this channel, they will receive an SMS with security code to visit the respective location to collect their parcel from a specified locker. He added that by the end of 2017, Emirates Post will install more than 50 parcel lockers across the UAE, in addition to its 120 retail outlets. He also stated that as there has been a huge increase in volumes of inbound parcels, they will be focusing on innovative last-mile delivery solutions for e-commerce players, utilising their courier fleet of 900 vehicles and over 120 retail outlets, operating 6 days a week from 7:30 a.m. until 9 p.m. Additionally, the Emirates Post Group is shortlisting retailers and e-commerce companies as part of an e-commerce project that will offer a selected range of electronic products, flowers and other items through the website, and customers will be able to order them online and have them delivered through the postal network.
Actually, today we are announcing and launching the e-lockers, which is it will be available within a couple of weeks, and we will start the e-lockers in the Emirates of Abu Dhabi, then Dubai and the rest of the Emirates, and we are expecting by end of the years to have more than 20 of these e-lockers available in the shopping mall, available in the high residential areas, and the let's say Arabian Ranches, Eldar, Yas Island, where we can see there is a potential for our customer and clients. And the message I want to send that those people who's really in e-commerce now, the e-lockers will have a solution for them to order through the website, through the internet, and through eBay. Then by having their own PO box, then we can send or deliver their shipment to their area where it's next to their houses, to their villas.